Հայաստանի Հանրապետության Պաշտպանության նախարարության հայտարարությունը։ Հայաստանի Հանրապետության Պաշտպանության նախարարությունը բացարձակ անընդունելի համարելով հայկական կողմի մարտական տեխնիկայի շարժի վերաբերյալ տեսանյութերի տարածումը, վճռականորեն կոչ է անում ձեռնպահ մնալ նման գործողություններից։ Անհրաժեշտ է հստակ գիտակցել, որ համացանցը մանրակրկիտ կերպով դիտարկվում է հակառակորդի կողմից եւ ցանկացած նման տեսանյութ մարտական տեխնիկան վերածում է թիրախի ադրբեջանական զինուժի համար։
Հարգելի պատգամավորներ, խնդրում ենք զբաղեցնել տեղերը։ Նիստը սկսվում է։
Please take your seats. The session begins. Hello, dear colleagues. By initiative of the deputies of the Parliament, we have invited an extraordinary session with one question on the agenda. On the condemnation of the Azeri aggression against Artsakh on September 27. Please register. $110 registered. There is quorum. We can start, dear colleagues. I suggest to, before starting the session, honor the soldiers who got killed in the field, the battlefield. Thank you. The main rapporteur, Arat Mirzoyan, Speaker of the Parliament. Dear deputies, first I would like to emphasize that the statement I'm going to present was authored by three fractions of the Parliament. It has been circulated by the leader of my step, Makuns, the Prosperous Armenia and Luminous Armenia factions. It's no secret that this statement can be considered to be signed on behalf of all the deputies. I will only reason draft statement. The statement of the Parliament of Armenia on the military aggression unleashed by Azerbaijan against Artsakh. The Parliament of Armenia strictly condemns the aggression unleashed by Azerbaijan against Artsakh Republic and large-scale military offensive whereby it violated the principle of solving conflicts by peaceful ways, using heavy artillery against peaceful settlements, targeting indiscriminate assaults against civilian infrastructure, previous Tavush aggression in July, anti-Armenian rhetoric, which are aimed at depopulation of Armenians of Artsakh, proves yet another time that Azerbaijan is a threat to Artsakh, to the entire Armenian people, to the entire regional security. Hence, the self-defensive actions of Armenian forces are aimed at the neutralization of this threat. Military activities against civilians, the elderly and children is prohibited only by international law, but in all civilizations, religions. The international community must take active steps to deter not only the Azeri aggression, but also the aggression of its ally Turkey, which gets involved in Artsakh conflict, which will result in extreme destabilization of regional peace and international security. Obvious Turkish support to this Azeri adventure is a brutal violation of international law, which must be condemned by the international community. We demand to call a spade and to clearly state the aggression by dictatorial Azerbaijan against democratic Artsakh. The Parliament of Armenia reaffirms that the Armenian party has always been true to the peaceful resolution of the conflict under the Minsk group. At the same time, being a guarantor of Artsakh security, Armenia will take all the necessary means to protect the security of Artsakh Armenians and their self-determination. This is the statement which I suggest to adopt unanimously. Registration for questions. Please register for exchange of opinions. Gor Gevorkyan. Thank you, dear Chairman, dear colleagues and compatriots. It's been more than 1 day since the neighboring country launched military activities violating all human rights norms. I would like to voice one simple reality which will become also an important statement for the international community. We are special because every member of this nation is a soldier and they know what is the important mission of protecting one's motherland. Dear colleagues, the reality in this region, and particularly the large-scale military activities of Azerbaijan, more than ever require from us to say that this country cannot guarantee the security of Artsakh and Artsakh people. These activities are not negotiable. We, more than ever, are firm, and we shall not allow to diminish, belittle the right of Artsakh to live in freedom. I bow to all the courageous soldiers who have been defending our border for more than a day. And I call on the international community and all the relevant bodies to take clear steps against the country which targets settlements, which bombards communications. Thank you. Tatevik Ayrapetan, before Ms. Ayrapetan approaches, dear colleagues and compatriots, yesterday and today the sessions of the Parliament are translated simultaneously into Russian and English, and our foreign colleagues can learn about it. Dear Chair, colleagues, compatriots, in fact, for 2 days, Azerbaijan has unleashed an aggression against Artsakh, threatening the existence of Artsakh. And when I heard the term struggle for survival, I knew that it was a struggle for survival, and we have nowhere to retreat. We have only one thing to do: to be consolidated and to win. Glory and glory to those who laid their lives on the altar of freedom. I express my condolences to the families of the perished. The situation is aggravated by Turkey, which supports Azerbaijan, nevertheless will win, and the attempts to eliminate us will fail and will have grave consequences for those who perpetrate that. Although the problem is solved in the battlefield thanks to the courage of our soldiers, it's important to deliver to the international platforms and to demonstrate to the entire world the fascist essence of Azerbaijan and Turkey. That's why I call on the ambassadors and diplomats in different capitals. You perform an important mission, and you are the rear of the Armenian soldier. You follow the justice and the just struggle of our people. This is a signature of genocide and must be properly condemned by international community. Your work is no less important. You hold our external front, and we must deliver the message and present the truth about this aggression unleashed by the dictatorial leader who heroized the one who killed somebody who was asleep. Sarpui Grigoryan. Dear colleagues, dear citizens, one of the two Sisian losses was a woman, Hasmik. There is no hard and dangerous work for the Armenian woman. I am ready at the moment. Go to the front line, but not to inspire soldiers, but to fight. It seems the mission of the woman is peace. No. In our case, we all know that peace cannot be begged or demanded. One shall make people, force people to ensure peace. The Armenian woman oftentimes takes arms and fires accurately. I call on Armenian mothers to be strong, because indeed our fate is to be cold-hearted. We shall continue sharing the defense of this country with our men, and we have no other way. It is the same thing as happened all the times, Armenia will not go somewhere else. Our neighbors won't change. We shall consider this and economically strengthen this country because the world is changing. And after this victory, we must induce the enemy to keep distance from Artsakh and our borders. We women have a lot to do. We shall not be clad in black. We shall be courageous in this period of our history. Dear Supreme Commander, please take into account my request. Draft me whenever it is necessary, and if this is this moment, then at this moment. Draft me as a follower of Queen Parandzem, as the Armenian citizen who couldn't donate a child to the country, but who has duties towards this country. I'm more than sure that my freedom fighter father is smiling in heaven. Long live Republic of Armenia, long live Artsakh, and will prevail. Knyaz Hasanov. Dear Speaker, dear colleagues, as we know, back in July 12, when the Azeri army conducted subversive actions against the Armenian state border and now has launched large-scale war along the length of the border of Artsakh. From the very first day, the Turkish authorities spread a statement that they support Azerbaijan and will always be beside them. The Turkish authorities obviously announced that Kurdish parties must be destroyed along with the Kurdish people. And today there is genocide committed against our people. 2 days ago, the Turkish Procuracy General arrested 82 members of the Kurdish party. They were, including the mayor of Kars, saying that six years ago they supported the Kurds in the Syrian city of Koban, where Kurds were eliminated. We condemn the Turkish authorities and this subversive act of Azerbaijan, and at the same time we support the Armenian people and will be always beside it. Taking into account the fact that the Turkish authorities have launched a genocide against the Kurds, and 100 years ago the same genocide was committed against the Armenian people, I call on my Kurdish compatriots of Turkey, Iraq and Syria to support the Armenian people, to confront the Turkish and Azeri intentions.
Մեծարգո նախագահ, հարգարժան գործընկերներ, տիկնայք եւ պարոնայք, այսօրվա պատերազմը սկիզբ է առել դեռևս 19-րդ դարի վերջերին, սա ծրագրավորված պետական մակարդակով կազմակերպված ցեղասպանության շարունակության անփառունակ փորձ է։ Սա հայկական էթնոսը բնաջնջելու փորձ է, սա մեր տեսակը ցեղասպանելու եւ մեր պատմական հայրենիքը զավթելու փորձ է։ Սա մեզ համար նորություն չէ, եւ ասածս հաստատում է հարևան բռնապետության ղեկավար Իլհամ Ալիևի ռազմատենչ ռետորաբանությունը եւ ասածս հաստատում է թուրքական իշխանությունների ռազմատենչ եւ հակամարտկային հայտարարությունները։ Սա արշավ է ընդդեմ մեր քաղաքակրթության, մեր ինքնության, մեր եկեղեցիների, մեր դպրոցների, սա արշավ է ընդդեմ
The National Assembly of the Republic of Armenia strongly condemns the military aggression and large-scale armed attack unleashed by the Republic of Azerbaijan against the Republic of Artsakh in the morning of September 27, 2020, which grossly violated the principle of resolving international disputes exclusively by peaceful means. These criminal actions by the military political leadership of Azerbaijan, including the targeting of peaceful settlements with large-caliber weapons, indiscriminatory attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure, as well as the previous aggression in Tavush in July 2020, constant belligerent and anti-Armenian rhetoric aimed at the eviction of Armenians from Artsakh once again prove that the Azerbaijani government is a real threat to the existence of the Armenians of Artsakh, the security of Artsakh Republic and the Republic of Armenia, the whole Armenian nation, as well as the security of the whole region. Therefore, all self-defense operations carried out by the Armenian armed forces are aimed at the neutralization of this danger. Military actions against the civilian population, the elderly, children, women, are prohibited not only by the international law, but in all civilizations, all world religions and confessions. The international community must take active measures to restrain Azerbaijani aggression, as well as Turkish continuous aspirations to intervene in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict that will lead to extreme destabilization in the region, posing a direct threat to international peace and security. Such kind of adventurism by Azerbaijan, carried out with the apparent support of Turkey, is a gross violation of international law, which must receive the targeted legal political assessment by the international community. We urge our international partners to unequivocally condemn this aggression of the authoritarian Azerbaijan against democratic Artsakh and call on the international community to draw a distinction between hatred and humanity. The National Assembly of the Republic of Armenia reaffirms that the Armenian side remains committed to the peaceful settlement of the conflict within the framework of the OSCE Minsk Group co-chairs. At the same time, as the guarantor of the security of the Artsakh Republic, Armenia will not hesitate to take all the necessary measures to protect the security of the Artsakh Armenians, as well as the expression of their will for self-determination. We'll continue to advise you about the aggression unleashed by Azerbaijan. At the same time, it's necessary to double our efforts to deliver information accurately and in a targeted way. I wish courage to the fighters and consolidation for those who work in the rear, so that we can be worthy of what we are worthy. Enough is enough. We are going to win. Sos Avetisian. Dear Speaker, deputies, the people of Armenia and Artsakh, today we are going to adopt a special statement addressed to the international community. I want to say the following, that when there is no targeted criticism of genocidal activities of Azerbaijan, such aggressions happen. I want to say that according to all international conventions, against all international human rights convention, civilian population is targeted. What else is necessary for the international community to make a statement? We are going to work by all diplomatic channels to deliver the truth to the international community, but the most important thing here is to be abreast with our fighting forces and to properly manage information, because this war is going to take long and it will be disastrous, and we must be consolidated, and every day we must be beside our armed forces. Only in this case we'll be able to talk to the international community. Only in this case it will be possible to win. I'm sure in all the important centers of the world, information has been spread about the preparation of the Azeri aggression. Any observer could notice that, and I'm sure that certain centers knew about it, and now they're waiting for the outcome. I want to assure you that this outcome will be victorious. Thank you. Arman Abovyan. Dear colleagues, dear Chairman, I want to appeal to the ethnic minorities of Azerbaijan, Lezgis, Talish, the Avar. This is not your war. Open and see the names of the losses already in place. It's mostly your representatives. Ask yourself why the fascist regime of Aliyev drives you to the front line. Those who have been living with us side by side for centuries do not allow Azerbaijan and Turkish fascism use you and your children's lives for their cannibalistic policies. Save your children, remove them from Azerbaijan, sabotage the criminal Aliyev's regime's orders. Once again, this is not your war. You are sent to obliteration in the Armenian highlands of Karabakh, but I want to warn you that no matter who is armed on the Armenian and Artsakh soil will be destroyed. I call on you, save the lives of your children. Evacuate them. I want to remind you also, just ask yourself why today in Azerbaijan civil aviation flights are prohibited to prevent you from avoiding these attempts to make you cohorts and accomplices to the crimes they are committing now. Glory to the Armenian army. Vahe Enfiajan. Dear colleagues, dear compatriots, the war unleashed by Azerbaijan must be condemned and deterred by the international community. If we speak of priorities, there are three basic principles where we shall perform functions. First, military resistance, internal consolidation, and influence on the public opinion in the international community. We shall present facts to the civilized world about the activities that are underway. As parliamentarians and MPs, regardless of political views and factions, we sent letters to our colleagues in different interparliamentary groups and through phone calls, and we understand that there will be answers, but we shall do much more for deterrence. The joint Turkish-Azeri large-scale provocation must be known by the international community, that a few minutes before the war, the Turkish Haber TV channel presented to the international community that the Armenian party unleashed a war. These are facts that we must share with the international community. The time has come for mutual assistance. It will be military, political alliance, and de facto recognition of Artsakh with all the responsibilities. Dear compatriots, our team has always attached great importance to the stability of the state, to the stability of the morale of the soldiers. We are ready to demonstrate that. Hayastan, Artsakh, and diaspora must be more than consolidated, must be organized to celebrate our permanent victory. Yes, we are going to win. Hamazasp Danilian. Dear Speaker, dear colleagues, compatriots, the aggression adventure unleashed by Azerbaijan apparently has a tendency to become the Sardarabad battle of the 21st century. As in the 20th century, in 1918, in May, the Armenian nation faced the problem to prove its right to survive. Today, our enemies make us once again to find an answer to this question, and the answer must be very powerful. Thanks to Sardarabad battle, we have statehood, something our predecessors dreamed for generations. But the difference is that we have statehood. It's an important acquisition, and statehood means organization on another level. Hence, I request all my compatriots, understanding the seriousness of this moment, to consolidate around the Armenian statehood. Everyone in his behavior, following the rules of the pandemic, coordinating individual initiatives to confront in an organized way the adventure of the dictator, and the only purpose is not to who wants not just to occupy Artsakh, but to save his skin. Dear Chairman, dear colleagues, this year we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. Why the UN was established? For several purposes. First, the UN Charter prohibited using force as a threat. Secondly, the UN prohibited using force and stated that all disputes must be resolved peacefully. The UN stipulated that all small and big nations are equally equal and have the right to self-determination, and stipulated the criteria of a state to become a UN member. Article 4 of the UN Charter says that any state can become a UN member which is peaceful, who can take duties under this charter and is willing to perform these duties. Dear colleagues, today Turkey and Azerbaijan are two states which are not peaceful, which are not capable of performing their duties, and they are not willing to do so. Turkey and Azerbaijan's policy is a direct threat to international peace and security. I can't help speaking about the crimes and military crimes committed today as a result of the Azeri aggression. I want to remind you that war crimes have no statutes of limitation. The persons who committed such crimes will be permanently condemned, not only in Armenia but in any civilized country. I must remind you the Nuremberg trial and Benjamin Ferenc's words, who said that the Nazi criminal is heavily ill and cannot come. And he said, if he is capable of hearing and breathing, I can indict him. Benjamin Ferenc is celebrating his 100th anniversary. I want to remove the mask because I want to be heard and seen. Remember, whenever, wherever it happens, new Benjamin Ferenc will come after you, and any criminal war crime will be condemned. There is no other option or solution. This is this struggle for humanity against hatred. Dear colleagues, I would like to make a proposal concerning the statement in the 4th paragraph when we appeal to the international community to strictly condemn the Azeri aggression and the Turkish large-scale assistance. I suggest, and it's not seen in the statement, why don't we appeal to our strategic partners? We don't see if we have any strategic partners. If we speak about Turkey, where is our strategic partnership? Why not appeal to the strategic partners? We have been demanding on international platforms to be politically and legally condemned. And now it's high time it was voiced by different delegation members and MPs. Isn't it time to apply to our strategic partners to respond with the condemnation, apply to them, because it's one matter the co-chairs, and another matter is recognition of Artsakh and political military alliance. We must know the balance where the activity of the co-chairmanship does not conflict the recognition. It is not necessary for the stereotypes to remain for 50 years. So it's good to appeal to the international community, but we have strategic partners and we have mutual duties with them. Մխիթար Հայրապետյան. Dear Speaker, dear colleagues, as the Second Minister of Diaspora and Chair of the Standing Commission for the Diaspora, I want to appeal to our diaspora compatriots. It's no secret that we are alone against the armies of two states. Hence the question arises, what's going to be the proof of victory in this? I think participation of 10 million Armenians in this war. Dear compatriots, regardless of where you live, dear compatriots, regardless of your last names ending IAN or not, if you consider yourself Armenian, then every one of you must be a leader in this war. Dear compatriots, if you are willing to come to Armenia and stand beside the Armenian soldier, then find a way to come here. We need you. If for some reasons you want to stay where you are but to participate in the war, then you can be leaders of this war in your countries. If you want to support us financially, you can use the Hayastan Foundation account. If you want to present the truth to the world, to prove that our struggle is just, then embark on this work. This war must be on the agenda of 10 million Armenians worldwide, and as a universal nation we must understand that this is an absolutely different type of war against a different type of enemy. That's why the only way to win, as I say, is that Armenians, your only salvation is in your collective force. I call on our all Armenian potential to consolidate, to become consolidated for one sacred purpose. That is final victory, which the senior generation delegated to us. Thank you. Dear colleagues, we'll start the vote in a few speeches. Sophia Hovsepian, let me start by thanking the Armenian army and the soldiers who have been fighting tooth and nail for 2 days on the borders. The Artsakh people and Artsakh have the right for self-determination, and we support it. We shall not hope for international structures, because history proved that we cannot eat using a paper ladle. We need an iron ladle. I want to call to the world that for the second times Turkey has been condemned when in 1915 a whole nation was subjected to genocide. And now we cannot apply to Turkey using just words. We shall become sober, and we cannot achieve anything just by text. This is a challenge to all of us, and if it's a friendship.
Հայաստանի Հանրապետության Պաշտպանության նախարարության հայտարարությունը։ Հայաստանի Հանրապետության Պաշտպանության նախարարությունը բացարձակ անընդունելի համարելով հայկական կողմի մարտական տեխնիկայի շարժի վերաբերյալ տեսանյութերի տարածումը, վճռականորեն կոչ է անում ձեռնպահ մնալ նման գործողություններից։ Անհրաժեշտ է հստակ գիտակցել, որ համացանցը մանրակրկիտ կերպով դիտարկվում է հակառակորդի կողմից, եւ ցանկացած նման տեսանյութ մարտական տեխնիկան վերածում է թիրախի ադրբեջանական զինուժի համար։